Hey everybody, this is Ian. I wanted to take a second and reply to a comment that Maggie posted about a story I told, basically explaining what it was like, first finding dog training and go. Everybody, I feel, the very little bit when they first find dog training, they're kind of ignorance on fire. They in a very short amount of time think they know what they're doing. They think that they can go talk to these people who have been doing things 40 plus years, and also a big part of it is that a lot of us have never really been told we're good at something, and that sounds kind of weird and silly, but it's the truth. A lot of us were told growing up that we were the outcast, or that we were the person that was causing the problems, or the stories go on. Anyways, my point is that if you have been through these things of basically knowing that you love what you do, knowing that you love, there's something inside you that tells you this is who you are and what you should be doing. And at times, maybe you've had someone high up in the industry tell you that you're not good enough or that you suck. And so I feel that's an important process to go through. I feel that there's something valuable in that. And the reason is because you have to find yourself. No. Hey. Sorry, I had to correct my Jack Russell Terrier. Hey, down. Anyways, there's something valuable in that because you have to kind of do some soul searching, especially when someone tells you that you're no good and this person runs a successful business and you're just some guy who likes to train dogs and that's what you put your time towards. It's difficult at times when people who are in a position that they should be building you up because they've finally made it, they're mad and they're bitter because of all the stuff they had to storm through to get to where they're at. And one thing that Maggie was talking about is in her program, she saw a lot of stuff that she thought was mistakes that she felt maybe she had to bite her tongue on. And I felt very, very similar going through my experience. I had a lady who had been training dogs 6 months. I had put 7 years into this, and I'd been bit. I'd been through hell by myself, quite frankly. And here I have this lady who knew one system, who knew one way to adapt and one way to communicate with a dog. And anytime I tried to show her anything out of that system, she would just totally knock it. She would get almost to the point of angry with me that I was suggesting that maybe, you shouldn't just start with leash pressure to teach it down. Like, maybe this dog doesn't really respond to that. And so my point of it is something interesting kind of happened through the lady who run the facility. Through her hammering me for a week, I got to a point where I needed a target. And this poor girl who'd been working dogs 6 months, who got through into this position as a manager, I started pointing out her weaknesses. I started, telling her, well, it's obvious to see that you haven't been doing this for a lot of years. Why was I doing that? Because going through that, getting torn apart, getting, realizing that you have so far to go and so much to learn, especially this lady who's been doing this 25 years. I mean, I've been doing this 7 years. I'm 26 years old. This lady's been doing it almost as long as I've been alive, and so I got angry. I got upset, and so what happens? Abuse breeds more abuse. And so I kind of wanted to put out this video, and maybe I know a lot of people have been through very similar things and very similar experiences, but I think it's important maybe for people who haven't yet, or maybe people who might possibly go through stuff like that in the future. Really watch yourself and how you're taking in the experiences around you and what people are saying, what people are doing to you. Don't let yourself become negative and become that person that just wants to hammer and tell everybody they're wrong. Or try to be a positive, uplifting, building force. And sometimes you got to feed ignorance a little bit in this industry. Sometimes you have to allow people to grow into themselves and not constantly tell them they're wrong, even when maybe they are wrong 99% of the time. Sometimes you have to let them find that out for themselves if they're not willing to listen. But the one thing you don't want to do is break someone's spirit, because there are people that will walk away from this, and everybody suffers when that happens. Maybe the person is not mature as a trainer, or even as a person at the point that you've ran into them, but try to realize that at some point somebody put up with you. Somebody probably put up with a lot of your ignorance, a lot of your silliness, and a lot of your questions, and questioning them in particular, because that's a very common thing, is you want to question and you want to kind of be on the level of people who have been doing this for ever, and it sometimes doesn't work out. Sometimes people take that very offensively, and they feel like you don't want to learn from them. But anyways, I guess my whole point, I hope I haven't been rambling for no reason. I guess my whole point of this video is if someone has been negative to you, if someone has, turned you down, first, love yourself and realize you're a freaking warrior for still being here. And second, just go out and try to be positive towards people. Go out and try to help trainers advance. If you see something someone's doing, personally the other day, I saw a video that I wasn't very impressed with. So instead of asking the lady if she would like some tips, I made my own video, because I feel like that's what you should do. If you feel like you can do something better, go out and do it. Put yourself out there. Don't talk. Don't, message these people and tell them they're doing something wrong. If you got something you want to put out there, go put it out there. To get the balls, step up, and put what you have to say and what you have to do out there. Sorry. Anyways, I've ranted long enough. Hope everyone has a great day, and I will see you all later. Bye, Grassroots.